Hey guys, it's Mia. Today I'm going to be telling you guys some gymnastics story times. I have a lot of story times about gymnastics. So I've had a bunch of crazy gymnastics stories, a lot of them that I wish I could share with you. I can't because I would get in a lot of trouble for. Let's start with our first story time that I can actually tell you guys. This is the one you guys wanted to know for a long time. It was about a year ago I even brought it up. Show the flashback.
If you're wondering why I'm wearing a different Leo, well, comment down below if you want me to make a story time about everything that happened before this meet, because trust me, there was a lot and it was super stressful.
So yeah, that was like almost a year ago and you guys have still been nagging me like, say the story time of you, why you had to wear a different Leo. So now I'm finally doing it. I'm kind of like, this is like awkward, like really awkward. Like my parents and brothers will be watching this and just people I know, and that's just, okay, let me tell you. I was at an away meet. I can't remember what state it was in. It wasn't in Maryland. It was some state. I forget. It was at an away meet. I was lucky for an entire year to not get my period on a gymnastics meet. I don't know how I got so lucky, but I never had it on a gymnastics meet. Like I never had to worry about using a tampon or whatever. I never had to worry about it because I always just never got it on a meet. I was so lucky. But then one day, I wasn't so lucky. I was at an away meet and I got my period and it was really bad. And I refused to put a tampon in. But then I realized I had to because it was really bad. I practiced putting in a tampon for like the entire day. I was crying. I was like, why do I have to do this? Like, this is the worst thing ever. And I get really stressed out before my competitions. Like, this is the last thing I want to worry about. I get so stressed out and so much anxiety. I'm like, you have to do it perfect. And if I don't do it perfect, I am mad. Until the next competition, I am boiled about it. I keep talking to my coach, like, I can't believe that I fell on this. Like, it's ridiculous. I never fall in practice. Like, I get so mad. I'm like, okay, you need to focus on your beam, staying tight, staying in the middle. But no, I wasn't focused on any of that. I was focused on me having my period and not being able to put in a tampon. And it was so frustrating and annoying. And I finally did it, but I don't know. I just still, to this day, can't use one. They're terrible. And I was walking like a little penguin. So I decided not to use a tampon. So I decided to wear underwear, have the flaps on the underwear, and then have it over. And you could tell, like, and you know when you get your period, you're like bloated? Yeah, so like I was like bloated. I just felt like fat. I just like, cause you know, water gets in your stomach. I just felt so fat. And I was just like, and the Leo we had was hideous. It was like orange, it was like light. And like the bottom you could just like see through, and you could see like my bra and like my underwear. You could see the lines, and I looked so fat and I was crying. I was like, I don't want to go out like this. And I was very emotional. I was like, I can't go out like this. I can't do it. I look so fat. And I was crying because of that. I decided not to compete with it, but I was leaking in my Leo. I was like, I have to get another one. So my coach and I spent 30 minutes, like during warm-up, during when people were warming up for the competition. I was panicking, I was like crying. I was looking for other Leos. We finally found a Leo. It was black. It had no sleeves. I remember I felt so much better and I felt like I didn't look as big in it. And I felt so much better about that. But then when we went to the competition and everyone finished warming up, I hadn't warmed up yet. And it was about time to, you know, start warming up for events and competing. I was not even warmed up at all. So I was like, oh my God. I was panicking. I've never been this rushed or like not ready for a competition. I honestly did not want to compete. I was like, there's no point. Like, I just couldn't. It was so frustrating. The tampon wasn't working out. Like, I couldn't even walk. And so like, this was during like warm-up. During warm-up, I said to my coach, I can't do this. And this coach that I had at the time is Miss Shoney. She is literally the best coach ever. I miss her so much. She was like an aunt to me or something. Like, she was the best. And this is not the coach. This is definitely not the coach I was talking about that was being like mean and stuff. So I was like, I can't wear this, I can't. And then so during warm up for floor, I sprinted to the bathroom and I had to try to take it out. And I was crying and it hurt so bad to take it out. I finally got it out. And then I put it on my pad. And then I felt so much better. I was like, ah. But like still, like pads are uncomfortable, especially when you're in a Leo. So I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable. And then I had to compete. And it was just, I had to like, after every event I went to go change my pad and it was so messy and just, I can't explain how like stressful it was. It was so stressful. Probably one of the most stressful situations like ever. That was bad. It was a bad time. Okay, let's get into the next story time. So I was with my friend Via and Arden. We were driving to Myrtle Beach. Well, our parents were driving us to Myrtle Beach, but we were all in the same car. And it was 8 hours, so like it was miserable. But anyway, it was the most uncomfortable situation ever. It was just like the seats were uncomfortable because we were all like smushed, and no, it was just miserable. The car we in wasn't the cleanest, and I felt so like uncomfortable. I was like, because my car that I'm in is usually like perfectly clean and I feel like comfortable in it, but like I'm a clean freak and like a germophobic. But I think everyone was uncomfortable because it was 8 hours and we were all like smushed into the little minivan and there was like a bunch of us and it was just, you guys know, like long drives suck, especially when there's a bunch of people and yeah, and it's not your car. Yeah, it was bad. Anyway, that's not the point. We got to the hotel and then my dad meets us there from a plane because my dad didn't drive us because he was in another state for like his work. So he flew and met us there. So we met up with my dad. We all shared a hotel room. It was me, Arden, and Via, the same hotel room. We had our own hotel room, right? We fell asleep pretty early actually because we had to meet the next day. I had to meet the next day. I'm like, go to sleep early. And I was like, lights off at 8 o'clock, Arden. I have to go to sleep super early and like it has to be quiet and everything. So then I woke up at around 2 in the morning, didn't feel good at all. My stomach, like worst pain ever. I can't describe you guys the pain. I felt like throwing up and I was up for like 3 hours just not feeling well. My dad went down to go get me like a ginger ale, yeah, he got me a ginger ale and I had to wait so long for it because he couldn't find one and I was rocking back and forth crying and then I woke Arden and Via up, which I felt bad. Well, we had a conjoining room, so then I went to my parents' room. Arden and Via weren't even tired at this point. They were just up and they were in the room with me and they're like, it's okay, Mia, it's okay. Like I never was in such bad stomach pains and we literally just got there like a couple hours before and then once we got to the hotel we went right to sleep almost. So then I just woke up, I felt terrible, and my dad came up back with the ginger ale. I was like, okay, I started to feel a teeny bit better, and I was like, okay, just go back to sleep. Because my main thought was, go to sleep, you have a meet at like 8 o'clock in the morning, go to sleep right now or else you're going to be exhausted. So I tried to go to sleep. I was just about to doze off, and then my stomach hurt, and then I was like, I don't feel good. I ran to my parents' room, I was like, I don't feel good. I was crying, and then I threw up all over the blankets in my parents' room. It was throwing up is the worst feeling. Like I couldn't breathe. I was like, ah, and literally I was like, ah, I was just like spitting throw up everywhere. It was terrible. Their bed was like destroyed with throw up, and then I ran into the bathroom. My dad was holding my hair back, and I was throwing up, and I threw up for like a good whole like 20 seconds, like without stopping, like not even gagging, like I was like I finally stopped throwing up. I was crying, I was sobbing because I could barely breathe, and then I went back. My parents got rid of the blankets. They called up for new blankets. I was sitting in their bed, like shaking, and Via and Arden was sitting on the bed too, and they're like, it's okay, Mia, it's okay. And then we still have an inside joke about this. This is so funny. I was fine. I was like, huh. And then I threw up again all over the bed, and Via was holding my hair back. What a true friend. And I looked up and I said, help me. I was not trying to be funny. It was just, I was in the worst pain. And then I went, bah! And anyway, I was throwing up the whole night. And then early in the morning, I was like, hopefully I'll feel better. And I stayed up basically like all night. I can't go to this meet, I feel so bad. I was like, I really need to compete. We drove all the way here for what? For me to stay an hour and then throw up and get sick? We drove 8 hours there, got in really late, like 10 o'clock. I was up the whole night, and then we left at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So we didn't even stay there like 10 hours. And I was up the whole time like puking. And then we went all the way back. The trip back was the most miserable thing ever. We drove a good 16 hours for literally me to go there and throw up. Like, why couldn't I have thrown up before we drove? Like, oh, it was such a waste of time. Ooh, okay, here's another little quick story time. It was probably my first day I got my double back. Double pike. It was my first time doing it on the real, like, competition floor. It was at my gym. My first time, and it was okay. Yeah, like, I was like, okay, that wasn't that bad. Like, I landed forward, it hurt my ankles a little bit, but I did it, and I was like, okay, because I landed a little short, and my ankles hurt. Round off double pike. I don't do round off handspring, because I don't know, I get more power out of the round off. So I did round off double pike. I was landing short, and my coach was like, maybe you're more of a back handspring person. And I was like, that's what I thought. I usually am, but not for double pikes. And then she was like, do you want to just try it? And I was like, sure. So first I did a couple layouts. They were much higher with the back handspring. I was like, yeah, maybe I am a back handspring double backer person. I was like, yeah, let me just try it. It'll probably be way better. It wasn't. So I went to go. I went round off back handspring. I went for the double pike. I went around once, went around twice, landed right on my neck. Not my neck, my head, and then I like crunched down. So I didn't land on my neck. I landed like here, and then it like ripped my head forward, and my head slammed forward, and I couldn't move. I was like in shock. Like everyone around me was like, and then everyone just stood there. And then my coach came running over like, Mia, are you okay? And I just sat there like, tears were coming down my face, and I couldn't move. I tried to get up and I couldn't move. I sat there for an hour and a half. Thought I like broke my neck or something. Dad came in, and I get hurt a lot, so my dad didn't realize like that it was really bad. He was like, I'll just meet you in the car. And I was like, Dad, no, you need to come in. We went to the hospital, and I was in the emergency room. We had to wait. I had this big neck brace on. And get this. This was all on Friday the 13th. Yeah, how crazy is that? Friday the 13th, I almost break my neck. And so my neck hurt for probably about like 6 months even after that. To this day, get pains in my neck because of that incident. Okay guys, those are some of my gymnastics story times. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of more. Comment if you want me to do a part 2. And I hope you enjoyed this video because, yeah, I do. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye!